Hi everyone, welcome back to the Man Cave of an Acting Teacher for another video. Okay, we will talk about motivation today. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. I hope this light is okay for you. It's a bit of a dull day here, so I've got the lights on. I'm probably casting a bit of a shadow. All right, I'm sure it's fine. So look, one of my students said to me the other day, which was a really nice compliment, said, look, your videos, Dave, that you're doing about the Man Cave thing are really motivational. And I thought, well, that's good. You know, so you're taking the time to look at something that's to do with your craft and being motivated, which is wonderful, right? But I didn't mean them to sort of be that way. I meant them more to be kind of advice or surface level kind of instructional, I suppose. And then he said to me, you know what, you should give a motivational talk. Now, I'm not that person, right? I don't do motivational talks, so I decided I wasn't going to do that, right? However, I think on second thought that I will. Not a motivational talk, not a pep talk as such, right? But more a talk about what motivation is and what it is not and how you can get it back if you've lost your motivation. Now, during this lockdown that we're in, I'm seeing a lot of stuff on social media where people are saying, oh, look, just because other people are getting fit or using this time to write a novel or using this time to lose weight or whatever those people are doing, doesn't mean you have to do that too. So don't feel guilty or bad that you're not doing those things. Absolutely, I agree. But the converse of that is true as well. Okay, don't make those people who are actually using this time to improve themselves in whatever way they want to feel bad for doing that at the same time, right? So they're motivated. And why are they motivated? We're going to talk about that. And why maybe are you not motivated, or do you feel like you've lost that motivation? All right? So let's make it specific to the performing arts, to acting. Did a video yesterday about writing, so we'll make it a little bit about that as well, if that helps, because I got a bit of a response about that too from actors who are also interested in the writing side of things, which is great, right? Okay, so let's put it this way, first of all. When you were a young actor, when you were young, why did you get into acting? Okay, I can answer that question for you very simply, because you loved it, okay, because you enjoyed it. Various different reasons why you enjoyed the achievement of putting on a play at school or a musical or something like that at school. You enjoyed creating a character, living a life that wasn't yours, exploring that idea. You enjoyed the applause at the end. That's okay, nothing wrong with that, right? Possibly you enjoyed meeting other people. You know, you might have met your first love, you know, in the process of putting on a play or making a little movie or something like that. That's great, okay? We get into it for lots of different reasons and we enjoy it. Then as time goes on, sometimes we lose the love of it or the motivation to do it. And the reason for that is that an external force, right, has come in and you've allowed an external force to take away your motivation. So it's not actually an internal issue at all. It's actually an external one that's come in and changed something, therefore, in you, yeah? So if you got to a point where you're saying to yourself, oh, what's the point of going to class? What's the point of doing an hour with Dave? What's the point of myself on my own, just going and finding a monologue and applying a technique to it and practicing it when Louise Kiely isn't going to give me a screen test or an audition for something anyway, right? So what you've done there is you've allowed Louise Kiely, who doesn't even know you and has no intention or agenda to mess up your motivation, to somehow mess up your motivation. Can you kind of see how that's happened, right? Or you've said to yourself, oh, what are the chances of Hollywood embracing me and making me a star? Hollywood doesn't even know who you are, right, at this point, and yet you've allowed that thing out there who have no connection to you at this stage to take away your motivation. If you're a writer, and writing is really difficult because, you know, at the moment with Screen Island, like the last time I put a script into Screen Island, a film script, they said, oh no, you need to have a producer already on board for us to even consider it because they've changed their parameters. I thought, what? How do I do that? You know, what extra step now? Now I have to go to a producer first before the government body that's supposed to be looking for new talent and new interesting art in film will consider a script. That's new, right? And very different. And annoying, right? But I'm not going to get into my opinions about that just yet. If that's how they think it should run, then grand, right? But what I could be doing then is saying to myself, well, I'm not going to get out of bed and write the first 3 pages of my next film, because what's the point? I can't send it to them anyway. They're not going to consider it anyway. So somehow Screen Island, who have no intention of messing up my motivation, right? I've allowed them to mess up my motivation. Why did I write the very first film I ever wrote? Curiosity. I wanted to see if I could. I wanted to see if I could create something interesting in the structure and in the format of writing a film. Yeah? And I did, and it was awful. Okay? And good, so it should be, right? And then the second one I did was better than the first one because I learnt from the first one. And the third one was better, and the fourth one was better again because I learnt as I went along, right? And eventually I got to the point where now, right, at the age of 45, right, I'm able to read everything that I write and go, oh, wow, that's really good. And I'm even able to take my head out of it and say, okay, I'm going to imagine someone else wrote this and they've sent it to me and I'm reading it. And I read it and go, wow, that's good. That's really good. I know that sounds terribly arrogant, right? But I hope that you understand why I'm able to do that now. I hope you're able to understand why an actor like, say, Meryl Streep, right, gets up and acts and looks at it back and goes, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's good. And I'll tell you why, because she made a hell of a lot of mistakes when she was younger. Yeah, she just had to start somewhere, and she did it because she loved it and kept doing it because she loved it until she became really, really good at it, and then somebody noticed her. Yeah. Now, I don't want this to become a pep talk. It's not that, right? This is just the logical way that motivation works. You need to love what you're doing. Yeah. If you don't love going to the gym, you know, I love going to the gym. I get a huge amount of joy out of it. I really miss it during this lockdown. And it's not the same, you know, going down on the floor and trying to do 180 push-ups or something. You know, I do, but God, I hate it. You know, and I'm not good at running. I don't really enjoy running because my lungs aren't great. So I kind of, it hurts me to run, right? But the things that I love, you know, I can go and I can do, and you end up getting wonderful results from things that you love to do. So you've got to find that love. So I've got to find the love for push-ups. And in fact, now that I say it, to be honest, in this lockdown, I've kept them up. And now I'm actually quite enjoying it. You know, I'm enjoying doing, 6 sets or 8 sets of 20 push-ups. Even though the first few sets are awful, the next few sets aren't so bad, you know. So we have to start somewhere. And I mean this. Look, I can even show you, right? I don't mind showing you, right? This stuff here, all this shelf and this shelf is all stuff that I've written when I was, a teenager and in my 20s that I've kept, right? But that I would never show to anybody else because it sucks. It's not good. They're my mistakes, right? And they're good mistakes. They're the mistakes that I needed to make to be able to say to myself now that what I'm doing now is good. Same applies to acting, okay? If you say to yourself, Louise Kiely isn't ever going to give me a screen test, right? And you decide, well, I'm not going to get up in the morning and work on something and play with something and have fun working on a monologue or working on a scene with a friend or whatever, then the day's going to come, and it probably will come, especially if you send your stuff into Louise Kiely, where Louise Kiely's going to go, you know what, this guy might be right for this part, and send us in a screen test, will you? And you're going to panic because you've done nothing for 5 years, right? But if you've been practicing because it's fun, not for Louise Kiely, but for yourself, because it's fun, working with me maybe, or on your own, or with another teacher, right? It's not about working with me. And you've done monologue after monologue after monologue, and they've become, or scene after scene after scene, and they've become really, really good, and you're adding them into your showreel, right? Clips of those into your showreel's becoming better and better and richer and richer. Your CV, right, is becoming longer and longer because you have been able to do a few little short films or small parts in features or a little role here or a couple of TV commercials there or whatever the case may be, right? It's getting a little bit longer as you've gone along. And Louise Kiley's looking at it going, gee, this CV's getting longer. This show reel's getting better. This person sends me their material every 6 months. They're not going away. They're not giving up, right? They are training. Look, there's another course that they've done on their CV as well. Louise Kiley is eventually going to turn around. Believe me, right? 99% chance, right? She's going to turn around one day and go, that guy who's been sending me his stuff for the last 4 years, constantly training, constantly practicing, getting a longer CV and a better, richer show reel, that person might be right for this role. Hey, you know what? I'm going to contact them, get them to send me a screen test, a self-tape rather. You do, and you will be able to look at it once you've recorded it and go, that's good. I'm going to send that to Louise. And Louise is going to look at it, and she doesn't look at it and think, that's good. She assumes it'll be good, right? If you've been practicing that much, it must be that good. And she's going to look at that and think, maybe this guy's right for this role. What do you think, Lenny Abramson? Lenny's going to go, gee, they've got a lot of stuff there that they've done. That's a good show reel. You know, let's bring them in. Let's meet this person. And the next thing you know, you're going to get somewhere. Okay? But if you don't start somewhere, you're not going to get to that place. Now, I know it's not a pep talk, right? It's not a motivational speech. I'm not doing that, right? You know, but you can look it up, right? Any successful person, Michael Jordan will always used to say, for every one of those magic 3-pointers he hit in the last second of the game, right, he missed 10,000 in practice, right? For, you know, when Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, won Mr. Universe, it was because he got up and spent 6 hours in the gym, 5 days a week, and ate exactly the right food and loved doing it. You know, enjoyed it. Yeah, it was sore sometimes, it was painful sometimes, but he loved doing it. So if you are losing your love for acting or writing or whatever it is your thing, yeah, ask yourself if you're allowing external forces to impose themselves upon you without them meaning to, right? Because they don't mean to hurt you. They don't want to take away your motivation. Have you done that to yourself? Yeah. You know, are you saying to yourself, you know, I'm losing all this weight, you know, forget acting for a minute or writing or anything. You know, why am I doing 180 push-ups, right? Because I like the feeling of being strong and fit. You know, it's not going to help me. It's not going to help me to, you know, get a role in something. You know, there's plenty of fit, strong 45-year-olds, you know, that's not going to help me, right? You know, and maybe the day will come when they're looking for someone who's overweight, right? And I've been doing these 180 push-ups and I go, you know, they don't want me for this role now. It's got nothing to do with that. Stop letting that stuff impose itself on you. You know, if you want to do 180 push-ups a day, do because you love it. Because it makes you feel good, yeah? If you want to go for a run, do it because you love it. It makes you feel good, yeah? If you want to lose 20 kilos, do it for you. You know, do it for yourself. And believe me, I have a friend, and I won't mention her name, who has done that recently. And she is so full of energy and life, and she's one of the best actors in this country by a country mile. And again, it's not nothing to do with the fact that she lost 20 kilos, but she did it not because it would get her roles, right? She still isn't famous, right? She's not famous. She bloody should be, but she's not. But she did it for herself, yeah? Because she enjoyed it. And now she really enjoys it. She really enjoys keeping fit. She doesn't know what to do if she misses a day of going for her run or whatever. She's, you know. But again, do it if you want to. If you don't want to, then don't. You know, it's okay to be larger size. We don't have to be thin and strong and strong and fit. You know, do it for you if you want it. If you don't want it, then don't do it. You know, no, forget about what other people think about you. Do what makes you happy. Yeah. If it makes you happy right now to sleep till 10 o'clock in the day, then do. You know, it's locked down. You know, and I understand that. You know, if it makes you feel better to set your alarm for 8 and get up and have a walk and come back, turn on the computer and write 3 pages of a script, then do that too. But do it because you love it. Don't do it for Screen Island, because they don't even know what you're doing. It's not about them. It's about you. That kind of did turn into a bit of a pep talk. I didn't mean it to, but that is literally how motivation works. You know, you're not going to be motivated to do something unless it's fun, yeah? And if you do start doing it because you want to impress that person or network in with that person or get on the casting couch with that person or some horrible thing like that, that's going to just make you feel awful and bitter and twisted, because it's not going to work. And even if it does, you're not going to like yourself for it. All right. Anyway, look, that's enough. I'm over 15 minutes, for God's sake. That's not good. If you'd like a class with me on any subject at all, you know where to find me, and I will do another one of these videos tomorrow. Good luck. Bye.